knockout. Defending his perfect record and WBC title, Edwin Valero is the only current champion to stop every one of his opponents. Tonight, he faces his sternest test as 24-year-old sensation Antonio Demarco returns to his native. It's champion versus next on Showtime.
Power and accuracy. He will want to use it tonight.
Marco KOs in his first 18 fights. It's safe to competition. He can punch hard, but after WBC lightweight champion Edwin Valero's opposition grew tougher, the KOs kept coming, and now he's a perfect 26 for 26 of American television exposure and searching for widespread respect. Tonight, he gets the exposure, but he'll secure the respect. Only demanding battle to date. His homeland is Detroit because
tiene un peso de 5 pounds.
An important weapon for Valero, uses it mostly of Demarco. Demarco and they watched Demarco early, that he'd rather just take big punches would come.
Very much English at me. He threw a right.
He saw me in the elevator to add to that. I guess that came from a punch. I don't know.
May have come at the very beginning.
When he gets Demarco. Of a puncher. He thinks if he hits you, and that's the mentality.
Demarco, he's a converted right-hand puncher. Southpaw in the right jab, and over with it. The right cheek of Valero. Fruit of the fruit stand. He found a job, works as a gym in his homeland of Venezuela.
They've caused the cut. That was an effective weapon for left hand. That black. The Demarco, they'll do well. All recent fights in that same time frame with stoppages.
People telling us that they want the ring. Look how peaceful, how tranquil Antonio Demarco.
One mistake he's making, and Valero's taking advantage of it, is he's bending down a bit, and Valero's starting to land some of those straight. Demarco bends in. He's just like he's got an eye towards
slow starter. But he really turns his punches over, and sometimes they come out of nowhere.
You know, Valero's throwing it in spots here tonight.
Valero with both hands down. Valero saying that he caught an elbow. Yeah.
Look at that. Uninjured fighter. So, boy, that's a big...
All the way down what the champion Edwin Valero is made of. And he comes out, and it's time to brawl.
Before round 4, end this fight quickly. That's not the case. Go to the scorecards.
Remind you of when Mark...
He did indeed, and the difference is that came from a punch.
Trying to remember, there is an awfully big target on the face, and a mouthpiece now gone. His mouthpiece. Demarco, urge of being a brawler.
It looked like this fight could turn because this unintentional elbow, we assume unintentional, that was the way it was called, hit Valero on the forehead and caused that terrible gash. At that juncture, and he was making sure Lawrence Cole knew it was an elbow, though any look at that cut would tell you on the forehead of Edwin Valero. Wow, that's a rough one. Would lose his mouthpiece and have to fight a long time, that of Valero. And that's...
Demarco wanted to do establish that jab. Also in the first round, some blood coming, ending.
Ford might have won those first 2 rounds. So, the way he wants. He just wants to get out of these first 3 rounds, and he has landed some meaningful punches. There's no question about that. He's taking those left hands very, very well.
Valero.
Antonio Demarco, though, as this fight wears, and he is landing some
very good chin. We've seen him in some fight. Some tremendous boxing skill.
So far, they have not stunned or hurt Demarco Valero coming into this fight because great opposition. Was he acceptable? His last 3 fighters, by the way, are sustained. So far, Demarco.
Opponents out early. 7 rounds, once. First 3 to feel the feeling that he's. Gash on the right eye of the champion, Edwin Valero, in red. In the first, to see Demarco.
And And you know, one of the things, watch him on tape, sometimes you don't see all the skills. He's not a bad defense. He punches in combination better than you even think.
Say this, he keeps his hands off, his hands low, in stiff jab by Demarco.
It is true, Demarco normally picks us.
Matador versus to throw comp in Valero as Al.
Official view, the judges may see it differently, but he's certainly been having more power shots. Singular punches from Demarco look good. There's big shots by Valero.
Saved by Demarco. You don't know if it's Valero.
He's coming forward. This is a big round for Edwin Valero. And give Valero Chris Gash on.
Demarco. Valero is not gone to the deep water. Go gets better. Goes on.
Question right now. But I don't at this point in the fight to tell. But I think he felt the power of Valero.
I think he's walked through to make a serious.
Though had very good moments in this round, and you see how well he uses a jab to set up these power punches.
Very interesting point. Veteran trainer. That means he's tired already, and we're in the
later rounds will be good for them. Now we have to see if that's the case. Karate Cesar Chavez worked with Raul Ibarro Perez, who happens to be the judge for Valero. Two judges with the 39 burger has it 5, so they have a pretty big margin. And press row, which has made the scoring a lot closer all night, has it a draw every round for Valero.
Valero's mouth open again.
So, I have it 40-35.
Now Demarco.
And these are the rounds where if Antonio told us before the fight would be ending, or else he won't be more tired and he won't.
The crowd being informed. Spanish fighters understanding, probably hearing, go toe-to-toe by Valero.
That left hand by Valero is thrown in this fight. Now, to Demarco's credit, and this speaks to what you talked about, he is not
5 scheduled for 230 to 135. Super featherweight champion as well. Red Antonio Demarco in the black trunks. Now Demarco coming in. He's rolling that left hand. He has to be.
Valero pushed him back nonetheless and pushes him right to the
for 12 contender in black, and so judges who is running away with this thing.
And you heard the corner of Valero say, keep going, but if it is stopped, it'll be because of
that elbow taking place in the right side of Valero's head.
Edwin Valero, Manny Pacquiao. Before Pacquiao, a little bit of head move. Push your is like a mini fought this way of Manny Pacquiao. And there's the straight left again by Valero. And Valero, he jabs to the body. He's a complete fighter than I thought when I watched the tape. Here comes Demarco. Demarco's going to have to get down once in his career, but he's certainly never been stopped. And again, another left.
Right hook by Demarco, and that got Valero's attention. Now Demarco.
Valero felt that punch. He felt straight left hand. Body shots landed a long time.
Where he really starts to let his hands go. And that Romulo Chiarte wants to make sure that his fighter fights technically, but at the same time, and natural. For Demarco, he doesn't want to wait too late.
Well, he's dug a monstrous hole for himself. This round has been won by Valero as well. Demarco landed with a right. Talked about the keys to victory. Will get in for a way to land that hook.
Scheduled for 12 weight title, and with it right now in red until has to start letting his hands go. He's going backwards. He needs to go. Fight. He told me during our meeting that his right hand.
And you know, in this fight, doubling with the jab. So rounds are most of
right now, no special effects.
And you know, we've seen him perform very well, but he's got to land. But again, we have not seen
setting up that he's a future superstar in this weight class. There, double left.
But you know, it was the most he landed all those punches. He stepped back to make Demarco miss, and that's a fighter, and he's doing it.
Early in his career, that hit incredible. They said he was like water with his hand speed, and also with his feeding yesterday, that he can do that if need be, and we've seen him do it this evening.
Absolutely, Gus. I didn't see it on the tapes. You subtlety. abilities. The fighter on the planet and can't be hit.
And nothing in return for Fuse. Because a lot of punches from weird angles. Oh, look at the quickness. Round 7 coming to.
Controlled every one of these rounds, Valero, and he's done it primarily with the jab, straight left hand. But as Gus pointed out, and the right hooks, setting things up with the jab. But here, that overweight
title. When Valero has fought a few times, and he knows that this is America, especially what he can do, and he's been.
About Demarco potentially having the advantage later in the fight, and Demarco coming on in this round. A title in 2006 from Vincent Mascara, dominated rounds 6, 7, and 10th. Now this Valero, but in this round, and that's the danger for Demarco. When you come forward, you might walk into one of those straight lefts like he did.
Valero, very effective tonight with that step back after he delivers his combination. And he's also, because of his slick fighting, taken the crowd out of this fight. Oh, mean left hand. There's another one. Now Valero starting to pick apart the 24-year-old Demarco. Demarco landing a right hook.
Demarco needs to turn this around with a monstrous right hook, and that'll be what does it if he can. And that's what he needs right now very badly.
And like Manny Pacquiao, though, Valero punches in combination from different angles, from different hand placement.
You know, I said he was the old Manny Pacquiao. The matter is, he is showing all those nuances. Well,
Manny Pacquiao is as good as Floyd Mayweather. That's my contention.
Okay, there you go.
Floyd has never lost.
Terrific fighter, Pacquiao.
8 rounds scheduled for 12. 17 seconds to go. Oh, leading in there. Although it looks like Valero is the fighter that is actually taking the scoring from the judge.
Judge with a 79. Valero with a big Mexico. And Mark Walsh from AP with.
Moving in. He told us go looking for the knockout, but he wants it.
And this is a point in the fight, though, where even though for Valero there's still danger to get hit with a right hook, but
that left hand is vicious. Now he goes to the.
If this Rarte, who is as to Demarco,
you 100%. Rarte kept asking Tony what he wanted to do most of the time during that one.
And there was talk in Demarco's corner that if he didn't get busier, they were going to stop the fight. Nice. It's one and done when
Valero.
And I think we need to put, as he did against Mascara, when he's what he's done in this fight.
By Valero. Ooh. 1-2 hips out. Great head move forward.
Demarco and his people, monstrous left by him. They thought the style of Demarco, I think they underestimated some of the skills of Valero.
7 seconds to go in the 9th round, scheduled for 12. Now Tony Demarco, mouth open, tired.
Yes, go. Is that it? That's it.
That's it, folks. Tony Demarco retiring on his stool.
Concentration, and came back and landed big punches. And that Valero was going to continue the assault.
Still undefeated.